Hello everybody, I'm Thomas and welcome back to another video. This time I am back with episode 1 of my Starforged playthrough series featuring Cypher, the space detective. Now I did an episode 0, so if you didn't check that out, be sure to give that a watch where I go over all of the character creation, the setting truths, all that stuff to kind of bring you up to speed of where I'm at now. Where we're starting today is Cypher has landed on Pinnacle and she is looking for Badger, who is one of her close friends, Zephyr's only son. So she is a bit of a detective and this is right up her alley, trying to figure out what happened to Badger. So let's not dilly-dally and get right into it. So we land on Pinnacle, which is, once again, a quick reminder, has population of hundreds, so not a huge settlement. It's a deep space settlement, none/lawless authority, and they deal with medical and expansion. In my mind, I'm sure they deal with actual medical stuff, but I also think since they're lawless, there might be some like drug dealing going on here. Who knows? And Badger was on just a normal delivery here, delivering, I assume, actual medical supplies. Who knows? Maybe he was actually dealing drugs and something happened. So first things first is I want to figure out, did Badger actually make it here? Is his ship still here? Once we have those two questions, we can start narrowing down, okay, did something happen between the planets? Which really shouldn't be the case, because there is a what are these called, like the passageways that you can just take that basically just warp you. So I can't imagine something went wrong there, but maybe he went somewhere else after. Maybe he had to go take a stop to reprise. Who knows? So we're going to first make a I need to gather information, right? So we are going to do that, trying to figure out the main two things I want to figure out with this role is, did Badger make it here? Is his ship still here? Which I think both of those questions could be answered if I go to some, I don't know if there's, I assume there's some kind of port, there's some place you could park your ships, right? And there's probably someone running like the dock there. So I just want to go find the person that's running the dock and talk to them and see what the deal is. So maybe we can actually roll fast. I have a little sheet for NPCs that we can add them. So I'll create a thing for Pinnacle. And we can roll up a quick NPC for whoever this, I don't even know what to call them, just the dock person is. There's probably the foreman, I don't know. There's probably a good name for it that I'm just blanking on. But let's roll up a couple of things real fast here. So let's give them a call sign. Their call sign is Mongoose. Love it. Okay, let me add that. And then what else? We can get like their first look and initial disposition. So they look slight. I don't like that. What? Let's get a different first look. Athletic. Okay. And unfriendly is their disposition. Love it. So first look is athletic. Okay. And then their disposition is unfriendly. That will be very helpful for this investigation. And then their role is, I don't even know what to call them. Just like the head dock worker. There's someone, let me know if there's a better name for like someone that would manage like ships coming and going. I'm blanking on the name, but we're just calling the head dock worker for now. And we got Mongoose here that we once we park our ship, we probably see them, or maybe there's some other like worker there that we ask to, can we speak to the manager? But not like that, but and talk to Mongoose. So let's see. Let's do a gather information as we speak to Mongoose to see what is going on with, I just need to basically, like I said, the two first questions I want answered is, first off, did Badger arrive and is their ship still here? So I think we can make one roll just for both of those because we're just going to be asking Mongoose that. So we also, since I'm gathering information because of my sleuth, I get to add an extra challenge dice, which I've never done, but it looks like I could just do right there and it pops up there and we're going to see how this works. Hopefully pretty good. Okay, so there was no doubles, so I can resolve whichever I want. So I don't think it matters. So we're gonna go with this one and this one, or this one and this one. How does this work? Like that? Okay. So it's gonna be a weak hit. Regardless of whatever I do, it's gonna be a weak hit. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. And it only matters if they match. Okay. I must use those, and then on a miss, even worse stuff happens, but it's not a miss, it's a weak hit. So the information provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envision what you discover, then take +1 momentum. Okay, So we're gonna ask Mythic some stuff here. So did Badger make it here? I think it's very likely, but let's see. Based on, I mean, there's gonna be stuff that complicates the quest. So they did make it here. Great. Is their ship still here? What would complicate the quest more? If they were here, if they weren't here? I think if they weren't here. So is the ship still here? I'm gonna say unlikely, but we're gonna just let Mythic decide, really. Is the ship still here? And that is a no. Okay. That's good info. We're getting good info. So you did show up. The ship's not here. Maybe we should ask around. I mean, we already have a dialogue going here with Mongoose, so I feel like maybe we can at least ask one more question without having to do another roll. I don't know. I don't feel like we need to do a gather information roll for every single question we ask. Maybe if I swap to a different person, then that could be the case. So does Mongoose remember seeing Badger leave? I'm gonna say unlikely. I don't know. They probably see a lot of people. I don't know if they would specifically remember them. He's like, no, I don't remember seeing them leave. Okay. Do they not have like logs of when ships come and go? Let me ask them that. Like, do you have logs when ships come and go? I think they almost have to, but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it's a small place, but there's no law here, but I feel like they got to at least have some kind of control over what happens. It looks like, yes, they do have some logs. Maybe have security cameras, whatever. Ships coming and going. Great. I'm gonna minus my supply to slip some credits to Mongoose and say, could I check those logs out to see when this guy left? I'm looking for. I kind of maybe give him a brief, like I've been hired to track him down. He's gone missing. I think maybe it would have been unsure, but since I gave him money, I think it's at least very likely. I feel like that's just how it works around here. You bribe people a little bit. No, okay. That's unfortunate. I might have to like break into something, but whatever. I'm gonna at least mark progress because I feel like we've gotten good information that I at least answered my first two questions, that he's not here anymore. He was here. He was here to deliver medical supplies. So maybe I can try to hunt down who he was delivering the supplies to and at least get some like time frame of where they were, maybe when he left, and also like, I don't know, if he had plans to go somewhere else after, because clearly that must be the case. Either we got a couple of options, right? Either Badger left Pinnacle and went somewhere else, either to reprise or just some other unknown settlement that I don't know about yet. He is still here and someone stole his ship. That is a very real possibility. Someone killed him, took his ship. That's also a possibility. There's still a lot we don't know, so we need to get a little bit more information before we can start kind of narrowing down what's going on. It's kind of zooming out everywhere. Okay, so we don't need that right now, but I'll maybe keep that up there. Okay, where do I go to next? So I'm gonna do another gather information roll, as I'm gonna maybe head to the medical supply area, like the medical guild, the hospital, whatever you want to call it here on Pinnacle, and see if I can talk to somebody there. And you know what? Let's roll up another NPC. I like giving names and faces to people that I'm actually talking to and interacting with, and luckily it doesn't take too long to do. So let's give a call sign for Brick. Okay, Brick, whose role is we'll just say they're like, I don't know, they just work, they just are a medical assistant. I don't know. That's a pretty boring role, but whatever. They don't have to be the head person, and that's fine. Maybe they're just like, they're just like the medical, like a secretary. Let's just do that. Not everybody has to have super fun and crazy jobs. Like, what did I name him? Bricker. They're just Brick. Okay, let's get the first look and disposition. They look large, but they do act cooperative. That is good to know. So large, okay. And disposition, disposition is cooperative. Great. So I walk into maybe like a hospital or like wherever they maybe have medical supplies that people can buy, some sort of like pharmacy store type thing. I don't know. And I see there's a large gentleman sitting behind a desk who seems to be kind of like a secretary type person, but they seem to have a smile on their face. They seem to be pretty friendly. They greet me as I walk in, and I start asking some questions. So I'm gonna make another gather information roll. And once again, I bump this up to 3 dice. Can I maybe secure an advantage somehow? That might not be a bad idea. Whenever you make preparations, we'll just go for it. But I should be probably trying to secure an advantage more because that can help me like add +1 to my rolls. But we'll just go for it. I'm rolling 3 dice. What's the worst that could happen? Is I roll a 1. So no matter what happens, I didn't roll doubles, so I don't have to take that, but it's gonna be a miss. Now I need to double check, but I think only bad stuff happens on a miss with a match. So thankfully it's not great, but it's fine. Your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Okay. This is okay. We're starting to get more into it. So they are helpful and they will provide me information, but whatever it is, it's not going to be good. And it may be, I don't know. Obviously, there's going to be some underlying threat to it now. So let's start asking Mythic some questions. So did they interact with Badger? Do they remember getting delivery from Badger? I'm going to say very likely that's probably their job, is like a secretary type character. Yes, exceptional. Yes. Okay. So maybe, they remember them. Maybe they've seen him a few times, so they're familiar with Badger. And I'm like, okay, well, he's missing, hasn't returned back to Freya, and I'm looking for him. So you saw him. Did he make any mentions? And I think exceptional. Yes, that means they've seen him a few times, and that. I'm already blank. Brick here is maybe not friends with him, but they chat while he's there. Did Badger seem distraught? I'm gonna go with likely. Like, did he seem like he was like anxious or like distraught? Okay, yes. And we have an unexpected random event. Oh boy. Remote event. Okay. Overthrow. There's a lot of dice on the screen. Overthrow goals. A remote event, so it's obviously not happening here. Or it could be here, just not in this office. Overthrow goals. What could that mean? I mean, this is like I know the authority here is oppressive and there's a battle for leadership. I wonder if something happened there. I almost want to make it not on Freya. Overthrow goals. Overthrow goals. I might have to come back to that. If it's a remote event, probably not super relevant now, but let me know in the comments. Do you have a good idea of what overthrow goals could mean? I'd love to know because I'm not coming up with too much at the moment. So, and I don't, like I said, maybe it's not relevant this session, but down the line, it very well could be. So, okay. He did seem a bit distraught and kind of like anxious. Not great, but good. We're getting more info. Did he make mentions of going anywhere after Pinnacle? I'm gonna go with unlikely. Yeah, I'm gonna go with unlikely. I'm gonna go with unlikely, but I don't know. He said no. It seemed like he was just maybe a bit tired, maybe a bit stressed about this being here. Okay. Okay. Well, is that enough to mark progress again? I don't think so. So we haven't gotten too much more info. I think what we're going to have to do now is we do know that the dock with the ships has logs, right? And probably security cameras. I think we're gonna have to break in or try to probably break in and like get those logs or somehow hack in. So I'm going to ask, like, is there some sort of tavern or bar that people frequent here that Badger may have stopped at? I'm going to go with likely. Let's go with likely. Let's hope so. Okay, that looks promising. Yes. Okay, there is a bar here. I got good old trusty Table Fables here that has a nice little tavern generator in the back. I'm just going to use that to generate a quick tavern name to see what the bar is. And maybe we can go speak to a barkeep there. So 9 and 10 is the Drunk Boot. Okay, I'm going to add that to Pinnacle real fast. And we could generate details later. I'm not too worried. So we got taverns / inn. I don't know, it's a bar, whatever. It's the Drunk Boot. I really like that name. And especially this is like a lawless place, not a lot of people. I can't imagine there's too many bars, and maybe that's one that's a little bit nicer that even Brick themselves visits, and maybe Badger has visited in the past. When he comes by, he gets a quick drink before driving, you know, as one should, apparently. Just kidding, don't do that. But we have another spot to go. So we're gonna head to the Drunk Boot and talk to one of the bartenders there. So I'm gonna go up to the bar. I imagine it's a little bit nicer. I mean, this is a deep space settlement, so can't imagine it being too run down. I imagine it's still probably, I don't even know what time of day it is. I don't even have my clock here. It doesn't really matter. We're in space, it doesn't really matter. And let's go up to the bartenders. I'll order a drink and put a little bit of extra money down and ask the bartender, you know what, once again, I want to start being better about creating NPCs, even if they're not going to be super relevant, but who knows, they might be more relevant in the future. So let me get a quick name. I'll be like, I start chatting with the bartender, be like, so what's your name? And say they go by Vertigo. Okay, so Vertigo, let me ask Mythic, are they the owner here? I'm just gonna go with unsure. I don't know. Are they? Probably not. Maybe. Nope. Okay. They're just a bartender here. Let's get a first look and initial disposition. So they look haggard and their initial disposition is hostile. Great. That's a good disposition to have for a bartender. Haggard and disposition. Hostile, and their role is bartender at the Drunk Boot. So one other thing to keep in mind, like I said, one of the factions that I rolled up is the Wreckers of the Internal Circle, which is a raiding group that is more prominent in other sectors outside of the Igneous Spine, but have slowly been making their way into the Igneous Spine. And that was the one thing Zephyr was kind of worried about. Was maybe the Wreckers that are apparently more active on Pinnacle, and so they might have something to do with the disappearance. So that's something I might have to kind of slowly ask about, but who knows? I mean, who knows if Vertigo here is friendly with them? So should I do another gather information roll? This is just for search for clues, conduct an investigation. I mean, maybe I should. I don't know. I will. I've been doing it for asking questions for each person, so I'm just going to keep on doing that. I probably should secure an advantage, but we'll roll with it, as they say. So I did get a match, so I have to go with that, and it's going to be a miss with a match, so this is actually really bad. Miss with a match. So a dire threat. I also did have a dire threat here, and I think it was just, I didn't even come up with a threat, really. That, I guess, an unwelcome truth is that he was there. He was not, it wasn't like super happy. He looked kind of stressed, like in a hurry. And that, I guess the main thing is that the unwelcome truth is that Brick knew nothing. Didn't say anything about going anywhere else. So Badger is still missing. And now when I start chatting to Vertigo, we have to do this part. So on a miss with a match, envision what you learn of a deepening conspiracy or betrayal. Mark the rank of your quest one higher, and use that new rank. So I now have to make this quest, to edit it, go from dangerous to formidable. And this is a miss with a match. So I need to figure out what I learn real fast, and then maybe we'll wrap up there. So I'm chatting with Vertigo. I kind of describe, I'm looking for someone named Badger. Have they seen them? I imagine, since Brick said this is a good bar to go to, that he frequents, maybe not frequents here, but when he comes here, maybe stops here. Vertigo Vertigo says, I've seen them, and maybe they're a bit hostile. They're like, yeah, I've seen them, whatever. I'm like, great, okay, thanks. Did they have any mention of going anywhere after this? Did you overhear anything? Did you talk with them? And Vertigo's like, no, I don't know, no. And I'm like, okay, so you don't know, okay, great. Did it look like anybody was following them? I don't know. Unlikely. Was there any like trouble while they were there? No one was following them, no trouble. Okay, do you know, would the wreckers of the internal circle have any issue with Badger and maybe want something to do with him? I'm gonna go with very likely. Yes, okay, so maybe it seems like it does have something to do with the wreckers, where maybe he knows that, has heard word that the wreckers are a bit more active on Pinnacle, are specifically looking to get more medical supplies, so they've been working with the dock workers to help get those supplies. So that does help, but boy, is that not good. Now we got a conspiracy that A, the wreckers are here, and B, that the dock workers are maybe working with the wreckers and maybe helping them. So I think we're gonna wrap up here for today, but I think we got a lot to go off of. It really seems like that either maybe Badger got out fine, maybe Badger got killed and the wreckers took his ship. Maybe that he got killed and they, I don't know what else. There's a couple other, maybe they took it and moved it somewhere else. Maybe he got held hostage at gunpoint to fly somewhere else, like to bring passage. I don't know. There's still a lot of options. At least we know Badger was here. We've talked to Brick, who kind of knows him. Vertigo saw him. Mongoose, they have records of that ship. So we have a trail to go on, but a lot of unknown questions. And once again, let me know if you have ideas for what was that like overthrow goal random event that I got earlier, because I will think on that and have to come up with something at some point. I don't know where that was, but it was okay. It wasn't that long ago, but I probably scrolled right past it. Yeah, there it is. Overthrow goals for a remote event. So let me know if you have ideas for that, and we will pick back up on this. Where I think next episode I am going to have to try to break into the logs at the dock to see what exactly happened, what happened with Badger's ship, who, maybe there's security camera footage to see who actually boarded it. I probably have an idea of what Badger looks like. I probably talked with them. I like to vision Cypher's not super close with them, but at least it knows of them. And we'll go from there. I also just thought of one last thing of a conspiracy that's going on, is that maybe Brick isn't as friendly as he seems. Maybe Brick is actually working with the wreckers of the internal circle and is playing very friendly, but in the background is actually helping them and maybe working with the dock workers. Maybe there's some giant conspiracy going on. I just thought of that, so maybe that's something else that's going on. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like is always greatly appreciated. And until next time, I'll see ya.